Hey everyone, welcome to All Things Amazing. Today we're talking about a heated debate, fuel cells and EVs. Electric cars versus hydrogen cars, two technologies that could revolutionize how we drive. Ever wondered why your phone battery dies faster than a politician's promise? Well, it's time to dive into the ultimate energy battle, hydrogen versus electric cars. We'll break down the pros and cons, the myths and the facts, and maybe even throw in a few electric jokes. So buckle up, folks, because this ride is going to be electrifying, or hydrogen-powered, whichever comes first. What's the difference? Electric cars. Brief explanation. Electric cars use lithium-ion batteries to power electric motors.
Basically, it's like driving around with a giant cell phone battery under your feet without the constant fear of it being at 1% right when you need it.
Show stats on battery efficiency in popular electric cars like Tesla, Nissan Leaf, etc. Hydrogen cars explanation. Hydrogen cars run on fuel cells that convert hydrogen gas into electricity.
Think of it as a car with its own chemistry lab. Hydrogen goes in, electricity comes out. No explosions, we promise.
Showcase models like Toyota Mirai and Hyundai Nexo to illustrate that hydrogen cars are already on the roads. So let's talk about something important, refueling. For electric cars, it's more like recharging, and for hydrogen cars, well, it's refueling in a sci-fi kind of way.
But home outlets can take much longer. Imagine you're trying to fill a glass of water with a dropper. That's kind of like charging an EV with a regular outlet. However, there is a growing network of fast chargers, especially in cities.
Hydrogen cars fact refuels in 3 to 5 minutes, similar to gasoline. Yep, while the EV is still on low battery, the hydrogen car is already back on the road cruising. But hydrogen fueling stations are rare and are mostly available in specific areas like California and Japan.
All right, let's talk green. After all, we're trying to save the planet here, right? Electric cars fact zero emissions while driving, but production and battery disposal pose environmental challenges.
No emissions? Perfect. But making the battery can be kind of like buying an eco-friendly straw wrapped in plastic.
Hydrogen cars fact only emits water vapor when driving, but hydrogen production can be energy intensive.
Imagine a car so environmentally friendly, it just sweats water out of the tailpipe. But only if we make that hydrogen sustainably.
Brief mention of green hydrogen, produced with renewable energy, versus grey hydrogen, produced using fossil fuels, emphasizing the goal of going fully green. All right, let's talk about the wallets, because saving the planet is great, but saving our wallets is too. Electric cars.
Initial cost is higher, but lowers with time due to cheap electricity and less maintenance. No oil changes.
No oil changes? Just imagine a life without worrying if you're overdue for one. That's electric car life. Hydrogen cars.
Currently, they're expensive due to limited production and specialized components.
It's like trying to get gourmet coffee in the middle of the desert. Hard to find and a bit pricey.
Note that hydrogen cars require more maintenance, especially for fuel cell components, which could get costly over time.
Range anxiety, who wins? Now let's talk about range. How far can these cars actually go before, well, they stop going?
An electric car on low battery is like your phone at 5%. You're just hoping it'll get you home.
Hydrogen cars generally offer a longer range, 300 to 400 plus miles, and quick refueling, making them great for long trips. Hydrogen cars are basically marathon runners. No need to keep them on a charging leash.
So what's the future? Let's look at infrastructure, because without charging or fueling stations, all this fancy tech isn't going anywhere. Electric cars.
Growing network of charging stations worldwide, especially in urban areas. Future looks promising with government incentives, expanding infrastructure, and Tesla's continued expansion. Soon, we might have charging stations on every corner, right next to your favorite coffee shop.
Hydrogen cars.
Limited to specific areas due to high costs of hydrogen stations. There's a vision of expanding hydrogen infrastructure, but, it's a slow process. Hydrogen's infrastructure is kind of like that friend who says they're on their way, but you're never quite sure when they'll arrive.
So, which will it be, electric or hydrogen?
A quick summary. Electric cars are perfect for city life with easy charging and less maintenance. Hydrogen cars have amazing range and fast refueling but are more limited by infrastructure. Lastly, whether you're cruising along in a battery-powered spaceship or a hydrogen-powered lab on wheels, one thing is certain, the future is going to be electric. No, wait, hydrogen. Well, one of them at least.